Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the Rip Berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, Custom Chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Booster juice, freshly made, your way.
That's life. That's what all the people say.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbach coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
The rock faces around Lake Tahoe are legendary. But this fall, new ones will emerge in the Tahoe Basin. Pullman, Mowat, Gushu, and more. November 4th through 9th, the Grand Slam of Curling's first ever event in the U.S. is coming to Lake Tahoe, where the greatest rock stars on earth unite for 6 days of incredible curling, celebrity appearances, and après curl parties you won't want to miss. Get your tickets at thegrandslamofcurling.com. Let's rock!
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Welcome to therockshop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of Curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of Curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, custom chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Blister juice, freshly made your way.
That's life. That's what all the people say.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, custom chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Blister juice, freshly made your way.
That's life. That's what all the people say.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsocktickets.com. Let's rock!
The rock faces around Lake Tahoe are legendary. But this fall, new ones will emerge in the Tahoe Basin. Pullman, Moe, Gushu, and more. November 4th through 9th, the Grand Slam of Curling's first ever event in the U.S. is coming to Lake Tahoe, where the greatest rock stars on earth unite for 6 days of incredible curling, celebrity appearances, and après curl parties you won't want to miss. Get your tickets at theGrandSlamOfCurling.com. Let's rock!
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation, offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Welcome to therockshop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of Curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of Curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, custom chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Blister juice, freshly made your way.
That's life. That's what all the people say.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, custom chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Blister juice, freshly made your way.
That's life. That's what all the people say.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
The rock faces around Lake Tahoe are legendary. But this fall, new ones will emerge in the Tahoe Basin. Holman, Mowat, Gushu, and more. November 4th through 9th, the Grand Slam of Curling's first ever event in the U.S. is coming to Lake Tahoe, where the greatest rock stars on earth unite for 6 days of incredible curling, celebrity appearances, and off-break curl parties you won't want to miss. Get your tickets at thegrandslamofcurling.com. Let's rock!
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Welcome to the rockshop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of Curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of Curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, Custom Chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Blister juice, freshly made your way.
That's life. That's what all the people say.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, Custom Chaos.
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Blister juice, freshly made your way.
That's life. That's what all the people say.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsocktickets.com. Let's rock!
The rock faces around Lake Tahoe are legendary. But this fall, new ones will emerge in the Tahoe Basin. Pullman, Moe, Gushu, and more. November 4th through 9th, the Grand Slam of Curling's first ever event in the U.S. is coming to Lake Tahoe, where the greatest rock stars on earth unite for 6 days of incredible curling, celebrity appearances, and après curl parties you won't want to miss. Get your tickets at theGrandSlamOfCurling.com. Let's rock!
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Welcome to therockshop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of Curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of Curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, Custom Chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Twister juice, freshly made your way.
That's life. That's what all the people say.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, Custom Chaos.
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Blister Juice, freshly made your way.
The rock faces around Lake Tahoe are legendary. But this fall, new ones will emerge in the Tahoe Basin. Pullman, Mowat, Gushu, and more. November 4th through 9th, the Grand Slam of Curling's first ever event in the U.S. is coming to Lake Tahoe, where the greatest rock stars on earth unite for 6 days of incredible curling, celebrity appearances, and après curl parties you won't want to miss. Get your tickets at thegrandslamofcurling.com. Let's rock.
Hello, curling fans, and welcome to the Saville Community Sports Center. We started this weekend on Friday with many teams having a hope at glory, and now we're down to just two. It's Wouter Gosgens versus Evan van Amsterdam in the finals of the Saville Grand Prix here on Curling Stadium. I'm Dave Schmell. I'm joined by Jim Nix. Connor Snims is on the production, and Jim, both these teams have played very well this weekend.
Yeah, you get to the final in something like this where you've played in round robin and then a couple of playoff games. You have to be pretty good, and no difference here. Gosgens is 6-0 so far this week, and obviously went 4-0 in the round robin and then 2-0 in the playoffs. And I did Amsterdam's game yesterday and game against Abe, and they played very well. I was very impressed. I couldn't remember if I'd done one of their games before, but I like the way they throw. I like the way they play very aggressive, sometimes a little over aggressive, but they, I think this should be a good one, actually, Dave.
I agree. I know I had the opportunity to call several games for Team Van Amsterdam over last year. I won against Brad Gushu at the Henderson Metals Fall Classic in the Sioux.
Yeah.
And that was a very close match for sure. And it was actually, I do believe, Van Amsterdam pulling that out against Gushu. I may be mistaken. Don't have access to my notes right now. But the one thing that's very clear is that Wouter's very tall.
Yeah, there's a few guys in this event that are very tall, but yeah, because actually Evan Van Amsterdam is not like a small guy. So this whole team's pretty tall, I think, if I remember seeing them in Halifax a couple of years ago.
I was crouching down the house this weekend at the event I was playing in, and my opponent said, "Damn it, Schmell, you're too tall. Even crouched down."
Yeah.
I'm like, sorry?
Yeah.
Can't do much about that one, buddy.
No, that's for sure. So pretty routine start here, Dave. This kind of, you got your, without the hammer on the centers and you with the hammer on the corners, and couldn't have drawn it up much different than what you'd like to see for both teams at this point.
Yep, you got the little box up there, and it's going to be Van Amsterdam drawing around.
Yeah, Gosgens' an interesting team. They play a lot. You see them over here a lot, and you see them playing in kind of different level spiels, really. They play in some of the bigger spiels with some of the bigger teams, and they play in these spiels, and they're all good teams, but not quite at that same, top 10, top 12 sort of ranking. And he has pretty good success in these spiels, not quite as much at the top spiels, but I have seen him win some games against teams that are, certainly in that top 10. So,
and they're definitely doing their bit about, just getting the reps in, and there's a lot to be said for that, become the team, and you can't beat the best unless you face the best, Jim.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So here's Jaap van Dorp coming down, trying for the double peel. He gets 1-2, clears out his own on the way. A little bit unfortunate. Leaves Van Amsterdam's sitting 2.
Yeah, definitely a bit unlucky for sure. He does have hammer, so that's the one good thing about it. That rock probably not going to come back to score against him, but still a little unlucky.
So it's going to be Jason Ginter wearing that Toronto Blue Jays hat.
Yeah, interesting. That's not what he had on yesterday, so good for him. Could be a fun week, maybe.
Yeah, the Jays trying to make the playoffs and make some noise.
Yeah, trying to get to the World Series. That's the goal now.
Now, I guess I might as well root for them because my Phillies are long gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Would have been nice to be able to potentially avenge 1993 when Joe Carter scarred my childhood forever.
I didn't see. I don't remember that. I didn't realize that was that's who they would have played at that time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So to everybody joining us online, thank you so much for watching us here on Curling Stadium. Feel free to comment in the chat. We do pay attention to it. In order to do that, you do have to be subscribed, so it doesn't cost you anything. Go ahead and do that. Also doesn't cost you anything to press that little thumbs up button. We keep track, and Curling Zone on YouTube is such a repository of information. We have team pages and playlists for a lot of your favorite teams, searchable databases. If you have a curling match you want to see, there's a good chance we can bring it to you. So that's Curling Zone on YouTube. Subscribe. Thank you so much for that. And now Jeremy Hardy is going to try to cement the position here for his squad. This one is curling an awful lot though, Jim.
Yeah, it's light enough that it's it definitely overcurled and very, very long as well. So almost it doesn't looks like it guards something, but it really doesn't guard anything here. So
comment in the chat saying that Joe Carver made disgruntled Davies' childhood. Or somebody's taking a shot at me. That's possible too. So good opportunity here. You got to make this lightweight hit and just kind of feather the roll over. That's going to overroll and pop all the way over, out, and through.
yeah, I don't know if he's a little heavy, or it could be a few things there. It could be just a smidge heavy. It could be a little tiny bit wide. Or the ice broom might have been in the wrong place. So it's early enough in the game. It's hard to know, and because we don't actually hear what they're saying, we're not 100% sure what weight he wanted, but it did look pretty firm for a shot that you really wanted to kind of hang around on. That would be a challenge to get to there, I think. Man, Amsterdam without hammer here, even though that guard, well, it's hard to say. That guard is really, really long. I might come around the guard and just be top 12 for him. Leave it up there and see what he does.
So I'm going to come over here from the intern side. The clockwise rotation. This one tracking over an awful lot there. Pushing the curl, you're going to push it straight out the other end. Got to try get underneath the other corner now.
You know what, Dave? I think he actually was playing that. When he was standing in the house kind of tapping behind the corner, I thought, I don't think he can get there. And then when he moved out and played the draw, I actually, like you, I think, thought he was coming around the center, but I'm not so sure he wasn't trying to get all the way over there.
Well, that's a very aggressive call for sure.
Oh, yeah, that's a long ways. I would not have thought that possible. We have really good finish here at the Saville Center, no question. It has been that way. We've been here a number of times already this year, and ice is really good that way, but that was a long way to go.
So now from Hoekman. Ooh, Rex in the top guard. Not the worst outcome because it does give you a pass in. The draw pass, we're starting to get a little sketch.
Yeah,
that's
the
what
big problem.
That's what the kids say now, Jim. Sketch.
Sketch, yeah. Yeah. It's hard to keep track of all those words, you know. We were trying to think of one the other day that you say when you refer to things as a scooch. I think it was scooch. Scotch, yeah.
Scotch.
Terry and I were doing a game. We were trying to figure that out, and it said no. I thought I was thinking scooch, but I was close. Anyway, yeah. The problem for Gosgens there is that with Hammer, it's starting to look more and more like he's going to be forced, and you know he would rather have not have that happen, obviously.
Yeah, well, here's the easy way to remember the difference there, Jim. Yeah, I'm going to ask you to scooch on over just a skosh.
Oh, it's actually 2 words.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, yes. I'm asking you to shimmy your tuchus over. That's your butt.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, or a skosh.
Okay. That definitely clears it up. I got to write that down for the next time.
This one's going to be tight to the guard. Going to get past it. Ooh, it did rub it and redirect. Just skosh.
Okay.
Oh, I had to.
I know.
So you got a good look at the house there. You see that biter still lurking. So no matter what happens, the force is likely on. So Gosgens is going to try to make this hit, and I guess you can kind of corner freeze onto that other one after the roll. He's getting down to business now. The jacket comes off.
He is. Spent a lot of time in that end, just getting the collar up, getting it tightened up. He must be a little chilly today, and he was working hard that whole end, making that happen. Now he's got to take it off to throw. So I will give him credit, though. I hate being cold when I'm out there, so I can kind of relate to that a little bit. I hate having all that stuff, but sometimes I have to.
I often curl in shorts and a hoodie.
Ooh. That's because you guys play all year.
That's true. So, on the way from Wouter. Gonna clear the guard, make the hit. Sticks right there, though. Gonna be easy pickings for Van Amsterdam.
Yeah, he wasn't going to do too much better than that unless he was going to try to roll all the way over the other side. But at least he stopped Van Amsterdam from being able to tuck another one in there. So he'll probably end up with an open hitter, draw to the 8-foot here for his point. But not a bad throw, though.
So Evan settles into the hack. He kicks and fires for his final of the opener.
Working hard to move this one.
What? That's in a pretty good spot, but it's nose hit is fine for a single. I don't know why you'd ever try to throw a double here.
No,
I nose hit doesn't work. I'd take that back.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure a nose hit would get it, so he really needs a bit of a roll. And he did sort of indicate that. I don't know why you do that either. I think he's maybe just saying, well, we have a catcher here, so we're okay on this side. But be a little careful with this.
Absolutely. So in the first end, it's going to be Wouter Gosgens facing 3. Final stone of the first. Needs to hit and shimmy on in just a little bit to get his single. Plenty of weight. Almost needs to come up a little bit. Grabs that catcher, gets that single, no problem. Put one on the board for red. Edmonton Van Amsterdam will have the hammer in Saville right after this. You're watching Curling Stadium.
That's life. That's what all the people say.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting. We'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsoctickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, Custom Chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Blister juice, freshly made your way.
Welcome back to the Saville Community Sports Center, where you can have one of those great booster juice drinks. They have a location here at the Saville Sportsplex. It was Wouter Gosgens with a single point in the first end. Edmonton Van Amsterdam throwing the Yellowstones has the hammer, the last stone advantage here in end number 2. Dave Schmel, Jim Nix with Connor Sims on the 1s and 2s, and
Yeah, good end for first end, good end for Van Amsterdam. Gosgens really never had much of an opportunity to develop anything, try to turn it into 2, was kind of chasing it a little bit that whole end. So made a nice shot, made a good last shot to score his point. It's, he used the outside one, and that was fine. He indicated he was probably going to use it, but we'll see what happens here.
So Van Dorp brings Benden Hookstone back. It drifts a little bit further back than you like, just behind the tee line. So it's going to give Van Amsterdam a chance to play the stack 'em and rack 'em game. So Packer Concha. Brushers kind of like it. Now just trying to walk it up to the face. Looking at that late finish, which we see all the time here. And they put it right dead in the middle there, Jim.
Yeah, really, really nice shot. I think You know, Gosgens will go with the exact same shot. Has to be careful he doesn't bounce off, but if he can put it right on top of here, we'll see an interesting end develop for sure.
So here's Jaap van Dorp. He throws the second stones, but does hold the broom for the skipper.
There's hardly any teams here this week that just do it the ordinary way, if you will. They've all got, especially the Asian teams certainly have a lot of them that use the, have the third, or having the skip throw the third stones and vice versa. So,
well, yeah, in the spirit of being one of the cool kids, I was I was brushing this week and throwing fourth. So yeah. I'm a cool kid too, Jim.
Yeah, sounds a little sketchy to me.
Just sketch. Just sketch.
I know.
Oh, Jerry, you did not have to do that to me. Throws in the chat. Touch them all, Joe. Nobody will ever remember you for anything else.
Well.
And with that, it's appeal.
Yeah, probably looking to get both of them there, but just overcurled a little for that. So, Dave, you usually have a little bits of information for us here, fun facts or whatever it is. And do you know what Gosgens' first name means without looking it up?
Let me just think about it, because just
got some time.
Trying to think of the derivation. I want to say water.
Well, actually, and this maybe explains why he's a skip. His name, the Wouter, stands for the ruler of the army.
Huh. Well, there you go. It's Jim Nix with a fun fact of the day.
I know. I don't look for those. I just happened to be looking up to pronounce his name, and when I saw that, it also had this little information about what this name stood for. So needs to make a peel here. Would like to make a double peel here pretty soon. He's getting a little bit on. This is really close.
And they all get moving. And when the dust settles, it's Van Amsterdam with one in the 8-foot. Take another look at it, Jimmer.
Yeah, nice straight throw. Jason does throw the big weight really, really nicely. Lots of rotation. Sweeper's just kind of on it all the way and hits it just about perfect. Leaves his in the house and gets rid of virtually, well, not all the reds, I guess, but get rid of two and left one kind of out there in no man's land. So very good shot.
So Gosgens is going to chase this one, make it go away.
So it looked like he's indicating it a little bit wide, but he's going to get there, I think, and he will hang around. This will be an interesting call. Evan does most of the time, yesterday he fooled us once or twice, but most of the time does like to be a little bit aggressive here. He's not going to go play all defense, which is nice. Question is, do you really want to come around a center guard now, or do you just want to come around this corner? Looks like they're, well, thought they were leaning to the corner, but no, they're going to go here. I think. We're a bit of wait and see. We might be hitting the end.
So settling into the hack is Jeremy, and his first stone's on the way.
Doing a lot of watching on this one. That's never a good sign. Well, it is coming down pretty good.
It's going to settle down. It is going to make its way out the other side.
Yep.
So, Gosgens gonna take on the chase here. He'd love to get underneath the guard, just make it that much tougher on Van Amsterdam.
Yeah, it's at the very least stay somewhere in that neighborhood so that he has to do something with this one, doesn't get another crack at burying one behind that guard. Not very heavy though.
He's gonna get all the way, almost square up to the nose, push it back and push it all the way through. Very nice controlled weight there.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing, Dave. I thought at first I thought he might have been a little on the light side, but yeah, he threw just really nice weight to be able to work that shot over a little bit. So nice throw.
So equally true, the chance for Van Amsterdam's team is to make the hit and roll center. Konchuk trying to move it on over. He walks it on over, and it gets just a touch over. So it's only half buried. Shouldn't be a problem for Wouter to see this.
No, it's interesting. It really looks like it's close enough to the guard that even though it's a takeout, it's a light takeout, that you'd think you might get a little harsher, harder finish, and it's just a little bit too much weight to get that.
So it's time to throw. It's time to ditch the jacket. Is first to two on the way. Holding a 1 stone lead. Trying to make sure the force is on. That's well executed.
Yeah, that shot's proving pretty evasive, that little roll. Just can't seem to quite get it.
Which begs the question to me, Jim. Van Amsterdam has his own corner guard. He can roll the shot underneath his own.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely can. And he shot rock. So with that ice, I'm not quite sure. He could be thinking that, or he could be thinking that he can still get that inside roll, which probably would be slightly better. But like you say, as you said, it's proving to be very difficult to make. So maybe it is time to try to change it up and go the other way.
Because even if Gosgens were to draw underneath, he would always have the run for 2. So, interesting choice now. This one appears to have a little bit more rotation, but we're also on it right away.
Well, if anything, I think he's going to roll around the center if he can. He's going to be real close.
And there, they finally got that center roll that both teams have been looking for, Jim.
Yeah, had to have perfect weight and had to have the nerve. We'll look at it again. With the person calling this in the house, we won't maybe look at it again. But either way, with the person in the house there, they just have to know that they can let that rock go and sneak by the guard by just probably half an inch or so. Had a really nice finish on that one. So good shape now to have a shot at his two here in the second and Van Amsterdam.
So now Gosgens electing to draw behind everything here.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of choice, really. He's just, he can't really, it's very difficult to go after that one. And, unless you know you can get it out, then you might as well try this, come around and bury, and you might have to go a little deeper than you'd like, but I think it makes some sense for sure.
So Wouter. With his second. Going to draw around this pile and lie shot stone. This one is coming over. Gotta drag it for the weight. It's no good if it hangs out every inch. Put your head down and brush. And you get it 3/4 the way under.
Still a really nice shot, though. I mean, he didn't have a lot more room to work with. He can only take it another, probably another foot and stay shot rock. So for Evan Van Amsterdam now, he has to throw enough weight to move that out. It's not a long way to move, but it's still not a real easy shot for sure.
So after a long patient end, Evan Van Amsterdam is going to have a shot at his deuce. Ask for the broom to be moved in just a skosh. Final stone of the second end. On the carve now, just get past that guy, make the hit, hang around, and you get your deuce. No problem for him. He has a 2-1 lead after 2. We'll be back from the Saville Grand Prix right after this on Curling Stadium.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsocktickets.com. Let's rock!
Consistent, easy.
And welcome back to the Saville Community Sports Center. And not looking too happy with that throw was Tobias Vandenhoek. Probably because it came out way wider than he would have liked.
Yeah, it's it's still a corner guard, but it's a literal corner guard, and it doesn't guard as much of the that area as you'd like. Normally, you want those corner guards to be maybe edge of the 8-foot max as far as how far out you go, and that one's kind of way out there and going to be very difficult to use that one, I think.
It was a deuce for Evan Van Amsterdam, and we were talking in the break about the nice quiet weight that he threw, especially for a big guy.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to see it here. It's well, you just picked it up a little bit later, but still, you just watch this here, and it's just a perfect weight. Sweepers are going to be on and off depending on what they want, and the very end they can carve it in if they need to, and just absolutely perfect weight for Van Amsterdam to secure his deuce there.
And I was discussing the semifinals with Matt Sussman that, when you master being able to throw that lightweight, the minimum weight required, it just unlocks an entire new playbook of possibility of shots that just aren't there when you throw it hard.
Yeah, absolutely. And, sometimes that's easier to do or harder to do depending on where you curl, where you do most of your curling, and what kind of speed you have on the ice and all that kind of stuff. It's hard to have those finessey weights if your ice is typically heavier than 13 seconds, 13 and a half seconds kind of thing. So so that's a little bit dependent on that, but yeah, it's a much easier manageable game if you have control over that sort of weight, those weights.
So Evan's going to stack on top of the pile here, make Gosgens work for this a little bit, and we'll see who blinks first. We watch this end after end, especially since the no-tick rule.
Yeah, very early in the end, but I think with the staggered rocks on the top that you might consider coming right around that.
It's a little bit where my mind went as well. Well, that's going to do neither.
No.
But you do have the double stagger going now. So now, if you're Wouter, is he just going to cream this, or maybe come around it all himself and play a little mixed doubles game almost?
Yeah, and I think you have to move these. I think it's you pretty easy double, and a pretty easy double to make and leave a corner for yourself, and so I think that there's not much question that you need to play these right here.
So on the way from Van Dorp.
Well, definitely not exactly what you're looking for, Dave. You definitely wanted to roll that shooter away a little bit from there for sure, but didn't happen.
So Evan's going to stack another one in here. Jason Ginter, also known as Captain Blue Jays.
Oh, pretty much exactly what he was looking for there. So
now I like this call here from Wouter. He wants to take off this top one and roll underneath the corner. It doesn't really care that it's the wrong color corner.
No, I'm with you on that. I like this call too. This is there's no need. You have an opportunity to remove the yellow and save your shooter behind a corner, like you say, whatever color the corner is, and you need to take advantage of these kinds of shots if you're going to win games against these kinds of teams. So
So Vandenhoek trying to hold on to it. Gonna get it. Will they get enough roll? No, but it does pop there's clear, it's going to give Evan a chance to double them off.
Yeah, a bit unlucky there. Need to hit just a little thinner. Definitely a double possibility here, no question for Van Amsterdam. Has opened up the back yellow if he gets the opportunity to get to it. A little bit anyways.
Parker holds on to it. They lose it. Goes over the top, and it's a miss. I don't know how bad it is, though.
Yeah, I know. It's funny, you know, I just looking back and seeing Gosgens in the back there, and you saw that go by, and he sort of had a look like almost like on read his mind. It's like, okay, great. Now, what do we do now? So it's yeah.
Because hitting it right there where you just put the broom, that's not good because that leaves it all day. I mean, the best shot to make, I think, Jim, is to double the Van Amsterdam stones that we see, hitting that high one. You're going to be able to save your shooter on the rings, and you'll be spread out pretty good.
Yeah, I think that would be by far the best shot as well. And I think I'm with you. I think you can save that shooter out in the behind the other corner guard. It may not be quite as easy as that, but
I don't think you ever looked at it.
no, not very much anyways. If he can hit this in the right place, sorry Dave, if he can hit this in the right place, then he might be able to punch his red one over a little bit too to get it, spread them out a bit.
So the attempt from Hoekman. Trying to play that sneaky little split. Well, unfortunately, you split the wrong one out.
Yeah, he had to get a little thinner. It's just not quite as hard to finish as what I feel we've seen for a couple of days. It's just maybe just a little bit softer. I thought that looked pretty good at the hog line. I figured he's going to get to the inside there. So, but yeah, he didn't really help himself a whole lot. This is pretty available now for Van Amsterdam.
Yeah, it says available as a rotisserie chicken at your local Costco. And with that hit, Gosgens is going to have to go on cleanup duty, I would think.
Yeah, I like this call, actually. I didn't know if he'd play it as soon as the yellow one hit. I thought that this looked like the shot to play and go back and double the two yellows off at the top. And with a little luck, you'll open up the back too a bit. So it's a time you'd need to make one, though.
So here comes from Hoekman. Vandenhoek trying to push it over. Just gets a straight peel. So now all kinds of opportunity for Evan Van Amsterdam to bring the heat and bring the pressure.
Yeah, big trouble now for the Dutch.
And you have to think that there has to be some sort of Dutch lineage lurking in Evan Van Amsterdam's veins someplace.
Yeah, it sounds like maybe, yeah. Yeah.
I'm just taking a guess. I'm not a genealogist, but...
Yeah. I think is it the Amsterdam or is it the van that gives you
it's both?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We actually are, I think across the country, there's probably several beginnings of the Dutch, basically, and we have an area here just down the road in Antigonish. We're 20 miles down the road, very big Dutch community down there, and some really good friends of ours with Dutch heritage, Van den Eyden and Van den Eden and things like that. So yeah, lots of Dutch across the country.
And as my friend Roland Gerritsen Vanderhoop would say, if you're not Dutch, you're not much.
Yeah. So Van Amsterdam, thinking this one over pretty heavy. It's he's in really good position here. It's just a matter of making sure you don't make it worse or give Wouter an out here, an easy out. I think I'm looking at playing the tap on the yellow.
That's the first thing that came to my mind. Tap the one that's just about biting the 8-foot. A straight tap on that, and then the hit and return is most likely going to be a double on the higher stones.
Yeah.
And then you just throw a straight guard and really make it tough on your opponent. But it looks like he's going to try to wrap around everything.
Yeah, I actually would follow your steps exactly there, Dave, that you described, and that would be my thought. This is almost the same thing. You know, you at the end of it, if it curls the way you want it to curl, you will end up probably in virtually this identical position that you would have with tapping the yellow. But I don't know, it just looked to me like the other one had a couple of extra options with it that I would like to see used, maybe. So.
And we welcome everyone who watched Yoo-Jung Kim come back to win the Dales St. Paul Cash Spiel in Minnesota. Right now it's the finals here from Saville. Evan Van Amsterdam with a 2-1 lead over Wouter Gosgens. Dave Schmel and Jim Nix here with you. Thank you for joining us here in Curling Stadium. Right now it's Van Amsterdam with all kinds of opportunity. He now after that, unfortunate wick of the guard, lies 4 without hammer. Gosgens got to find a way there. And still one other game in action with Sung Young Ha playing Rebecca Morrison of Scotland over at the B qualifier game at the Okotoks Gold Autumn Classic. So feel free to join all those streams. We have all of them.
Yeah, that Autumn Gold Spiel has been around a long time, and I know we put on a couple spiels in our neck of the woods back in the early 2000s, and that was one of the premier, if not the premier, ladies spiel in the country at that time, and it's been going a long time. In our game, I think that Wouter's kind of got a bit of an out here. He has a chance maybe to make a triple here, although I don't know if he's going to throw it hard enough. Doesn't have a big leg kick, so he has to use that arm extension pretty hard. It's gonna be close.
Gets 1-2 moving, loses his shooter out over the top, and he's going to catch it in the back.
Wow.
So that's kind of unlucky. It's going to give Evan Van Amsterdam a chance to clog it all up, and if we can see how that went again, that would be grand.
Yeah, because I think he just hit it too thick. I think he had to hit a little bit thinner and make sure that top one moved, because he's kind of in worse shape now than he was before. I think he's just kind of.
Mm-hmm. I agree 100%. And Jim, just want to let you know that the aforementioned Roland was watching the stream and just shot me a text message.
Oh, go on. Okay. That's pretty good. So Evan's going to try to put this is pretty little delicate, trying to put this basically pretty much just bite the top of the 8-foot or half of the 8-foot on the other side, make the draw tougher. These shots I always find these ones when you have to stop the rock in a more precise place above the tee line, that they can be a bit of a challenge, and not necessarily in love with them. You see this shot a lot later on in the game when teams are trying to figure out what to do, and they'll play, well, let's just bite the top of the 12. It's like, yeah, not that easy, but that's pretty good. That's really good, actually. It'll be an interesting call. He does have a hard time drawing here, I think, Dave.
It's going to be really tight for the draw, and I think, oh God, I never wanted to throw this, but that's what they're thinking about.
Yeah.
throwing the little double and you kind of shimmy it through the middle.
Yep.
And scoot it on up into the forefoot. That is so difficult to control.
Yep.
But you're facing 4. I mean, maybe you throw a draw with just, I'm not saying you have to throw a full out spinner, but just a little extra rotation to hold it out there on the outturn side.
Oh, really, really dangerous. I think it's...
There's nothing good here, Jim.
No, I think your little shimmy, shake shot there was not such a bad option. It is scary a little bit because if you go really hard for it, you might find yourself just going right through.
Yeah, I mean that hole is greater than 1 stone wide.
Yeah. So the question becomes whether or not how hard do you want to go to score here? Because you could draw the 8-foot pretty easily on the in-turn side and give up 1 if you think that that's a better option. You hate to give up 1 in this situation, but there's the shot that you were talking about, Dave, that Wouter's just indicating now. It is really hard to know exactly where to hit it, and because you got to stop in the forefoot with it, probably not going over to the other yellow.
Absolutely.
But he looks like he's leaning that way, so.
And thanks to all of our viewers who have joined us from different games. This is the finals of the Saville Grand Prix from the Saville Community Sports Center. It's Wouter Gosgens versus Evan Van Amsterdam. Van Amsterdam up by 1 and has Gosgens in a bevy of trouble here. The final stone is upcoming. Gosgens is going to be facing 4 here, and he is looking to play the little, best way to call it, like, shake and shimmy and weasel your way on through.
Yeah, it's a very difficult shot, a potentially difficult shot. I think the actual shot is relatively easy. The problem is it's a bit scary if you just hit it a little bit too thin. So we'll see what he does.
So here we go. Final stone of the third end, facing 4. Needing a real trick shot here. Vandenhoek trying to push it over. On the 1. Was it shipping and shaft to the button? Oh my goodness. Yes, it does. That's a miracle. Single point for Wouter Gosgens. Wow, let's see that again.
Yeah, you can see this. It's absolutely perfect. Such a scary shot to throw and to call as well. So this one just hits about a quarter of a rock. Hits the other one and rolls right to the button. There was never really any doubt.
Oh my goodness, and it is all tied up. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching Curling Stadium.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsoctickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Welcome back to the Saville Community Sports Center. It's the finals of the Saville Grand Prix. I'm Dave Schmel. He's Jim Nix. And holy Toledo, Ohio, and whatever other generic euphemism I can use. Was that a great shot?
Yeah, that was tremendous. It was, you're going to have one more look at it here, and Wouter lets it go. It's just such a scary shot. Really carries tons and tons of risk, and he lets it go perfectly. It really no questionable making, as we said earlier, making it to only give up one, but to actually make the shot, just tremendous. Just really, really one of the greatest shots we're going to see this season. So, well done.
Oh, man. Expect to see that on a highlights reel someplace, because that was absolutely flippin' amazing. You know, it's not late enough for me to use the words I really want to use. So after all that, take a deep breath. It's tied up. It's the fourth end. Van Amsterdam has the hammer and has to feel good about the way the game's been played so far, Jim.
Yeah, they have to be ecstatic there with that end, for sure. And Van Amsterdam's team playing very well, so you know they've got to be pretty happy with how they managed this game. Yeah, you know, and you just kind of ignore the fact that it's scored tied on the scoreboard, because now you're in pretty good position with Hammer playing 4. You go with that.
And you have to be careful if you're ever in Amsterdam not to get deflated, because it's almost like, you know, what the heck do I have to do?
Yeah.
Because I mean, that was a rabbit out of the hat, a genie in a bottle. That was wow.
Yep, it's got them all.
So, Gosgens setting up the guard. He's looking to he's going to try to capitalize on this momentum. Right now, his team has to feel like they are fire.
Well, yeah, you know what? It's interesting you say that, Dave, because really they have shot rock right now. And this might be the only time they had shot, other than when the last shot ended in the last end. They haven't really had shot rock probably for about 2 ends. So, you know, they've got to be feeling actually not too bad if they can turn it up a bit. So Wouter's going to need a little bit of help here along the way. He can't be expected to make those ones too many times.
Oh, no, absolutely not. But I love being aggressive and coming right here. So often we see teams kind of take a break in the next end. But this is that point where they could change that momentum and possibly bring the game back into them. And just like that, there's a double peel. So there's that.
Really good thrower. Really impressed with Jason Ginter. He's I said I did a game of theirs yesterday, and just throws these shots really, really well. You know, it's still a case in this, even going back to old days when seconds were responsible for all the hits, still a big position for being able to throw peels and double peels, and he does that seemingly effortlessly. So well done.
Here's Van Dorp. They make the hit. Can they slide their shooter on the rings? That could be quite important later on, Jim.
Yeah, it could be helpful for sure. I mean, they do not have last, I guess they do have last rock, actually. I think we've got this backwards here. Sorry about that. I've got, 2-2. So they don't have hammer, but at the same point, that could easily be a rock that forces Van Amsterdam into a single point. So, yeah, good shot.
So it turns out, Jim, that there are only 3 curling rinks in the entirety of the Netherlands.
Really?
Yep,
Wow.
and with that, only one is dedicated ice, the Zoetermeer club.
Well, that surprised me a little bit. I knew I didn't expect to have, a lot of curling, but I would have thought a little bit more on that. So we're going to be a nice roll here.
Says all that much. Yeah, it says all that much more for how well Gosgens' team has been playing, because, there has to be a lot less infrastructure and, and support.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I don't know how well funded they are. Some of the teams from overseas are not really funded all that greatly, so they try to get sponsors. But again, like you say, with 3 curling clubs and only one actual real curling club, probably not receiving a whole lot of government funding, and they spend a lot of time here. This is going to be a great shot. Oh, did he get it out? And no.
No.
Very nicely done either way.
Take another look at it, Jimmer.
Okay. So this is a long double. So you got to really hit this right. Sweeper's just going to try to hold it there. Nice weight, big weight, but needed it. Just had to curl a tiny little bit more.
And despite trying to use the force, they weren't able to get that one to come on out.
Yeah. So, yeah, Gosgens spends a lot of time over here in Canada, no question about it. So, you can't do that easily. So, yeah, impressed with the fact that they were able to play as well as they do and compete with the teams that they do. So.
And now we're going to go back and forth. And, and because that, well, you know what? They might be able to make that double, and I'd be tempted to take it on.
Yeah, I would as well. I think they can definitely make it. It's it's probably a half rock double, and
plenty of spring in these stones here at the Saville Center. So here's Hoekman. This looks a bit narrow off his hand. They do pick it up right away.
Yeah, going really hard here.
Gonna get that half rock. Will it walk on over and make the double? Yes, it will. And we got a blank house now, Jim.
Yeah, pretty nice end for third Van Dorp there, because that was too, he didn't get a little unlucky on his first one. He didn't get it out, but it was a great throw and makes it on the second one. So very well done. He would have loved to have hung around there somewhere. So Van Amsterdam can't just come around that corner, but heck, good shot. It was not an easy double, that one. That was a long ways to that.
So now looking to draw underneath cover. I mean, still a chance for Evan to generate a deuce here. He has that corner guard in a very nice spot. But the Brushers kind of not so interested. Now they're going to walk it over. Had to wait a long time for the line to take there.
Yeah, they wanted to get that one fully buried, and they did. Now, can he get to it? He might be able to get to it.
Taking a look at the straight and long shot. That's a tough dig, but it's there. I mean, you do have a shot off your own to make it, which is actually kind of, well, I hate to say that, making a shot like that's easy, but heck, this guy just made the shot of the year, so that should be easy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that's definitely a possibility. It's a much closer double than Van Dorp just threw twice, so it is there. This shot for me is, I guess, it's quite long. That guard is out there quite a ways, so he can probably get around and get enough of that to get it out. Even though these shots, I'm sure, as a thrower, I don't play on these kinds of ice conditions much anymore, but these shots as a thrower they take a while to get used to throwing hits, even any kind of soft hit at rocks that you can't even see. So this is a little bit delicate, I'm sure.
First to two on the way for Wouter. Gonna just graze it. Lose a shooter to the back. It's shot in the back, but big opportunity for Evan.
Yeah, and you don't like to be too critical, but I feel like that was a shot that they should have been able to make with the brooms. They didn't really didn't really make much of an effort at carving it over there, and it only had to go over another inch or two. I think that was there. I don't know what you think, Dave, but it sure looked to me like they could have got a little more out of that than they tried. It might have been a little hard, afraid of hitting the guard, but I don't know. I think they had to go a little more aggressively on that.
So first to two for Evan. He has the hammer and threatening here in the fourth. Tied score. Only tied basically completely on the back of Wouter Gosgens. They're going to make this hit and stick right there. So.
Yeah, that shot for Evan is, as for most of these teams, but it's very consistent the way he throws on that shot. I've seen him throw a number of hits now, and those types of hits that he throws, that what would be, I guess, a control weight, and he hits everything right on the nose when he does that. So no surprise that he was able to hit and stay right there. He going after the double here, or just the hit and roll? Probably the hit and roll, I guess.
Just the hit and roll. The double is very, well, risky to say the least.
Yeah, yeah.
The angle is Heckner-esque.
Okay. We have a bonspiel up here called the Ship Hector, so maybe I'll see one of those Hector-esque shots this year. Well, I'll tell you what. He's throwing the weight that would make you think he's going for the double.
Oh, he's got to catch something. Oh, no!
Massive.
Yeah, that's no other word for it, Jim.
Yeah.
Let's see if we see anything in his release.
Doesn't really look bad there, Dave. I think he looks pretty straight. Just he must have been straight wide right out of the gate. Or they were just played it with a little tiny bit too much ice, which is also quite possible. Big miss, though, here in end number 4 on a wide open hit. And I think you got to make sure of the hit first, but I'm sure he knows that too. I'm not saying anything that he doesn't know, but
Looks like to me that it might have caught his hand an extra time putting on the handle.
yeah, he may be. He doesn't have he doesn't have like an ultra smooth kind of release. He has a bit of a kind of poppy, handsy release, but it usually works out pretty good for him. I admire his gusto in trying to make that shot.
So final stone of the fourth, just need a piece of the paint. Piece of the paint Evan Van Astrom has. He takes a 5-2 lead. After 4, back with the second half. After this, from Saville on Curling Stadium.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, Custom Chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Blister juice, freshly made your way.
That's life. That's what all the people
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Welcome back to Saville. It's a 3-point lead for Evan Van Amsterdam here. Take a look at some of the other events happening in the curling world this weekend. At the Dale St. Paul Gaspiel, it was Caden Hebert beating Scott Dunham by a score of 10-4 in the final. On the women's side of that spiel, it was Kim from Korea beating Delaney Strauss by a score of 7-6. That game went to an extra end. In the mixed doubles Super Series in Waterloo, it was TC and Dropkin falling by a score of 7-4 against Sarah Anderson and Andrews Topera. At the Autumn Gold Curling Classic, still going on in Okotoks. Right now it's tied up between Morrison and Ha at 2. Kang with a 4-3 lead over Ueno in the 6th. Tiranzoni 3-2 over McMillan. Yoshimura 4-1 over Miura. Park 5-4 over Sturme. And Schwaller with a 5-4 lead over Henderson. That gets you caught up. We'll be back with the fifth end of action here from Saville right after this.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsoctickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
And welcome back to the Saville Grand Prix here from the Saville Community Sports Center. We're getting ready to pick up action here again in the fifth end of play. It was a big 3 for Evan Van Amsterdam after Wouter Gosgens played what may have been an ill-advised shot, but we're going to see that last draw come in for Van Amsterdam, and it's just a matter of the front end escorting it into the rings. But really that end was built by a lot of patience and just putting Wouter in a bad spot. And he really tried, Jim, to get that momentum going after he took that unlikely single in the third end. Just wasn't able to crank it up again.
Yeah, he never really got to there. But then he did have maybe a chance to escape there, but just took a little too much risk on in trying to make that slash double. And it's easy to say that you have to make sure you get rid of one, that you just don't do any worse than giving up the 2, but it was also hard to go after that shot without running that risk. So was the risk, the whole risk reward thing, was it worth it? Well, I don't know. I think he had to hit something, and that was the option, that or the hit and roll, which was not going to be easy either. So, but a real disaster for sure. Down 3 after 4 now, when you really had just, like you said, made maybe what was a shot of the year so far, the MB4. Kind of burst the bubble a little bit, I'm sure, for this team.
So now with an uphill battle to climb. Here's Vandenhoek. Throw in the corner guard. Here from the Saville Community Sports Center. Beautiful 10-sheet facility on the southern campus of the University of Alberta. You look at this place and you think, this is as many sheets of ice that are located in many towns than all in one building.
Yeah, true enough. And no posts anywhere. That's kind of nice. Sometimes you have these clubs and there's, somewhere there's a row of posts that get in the way a little bit. Well, I got to tell you, Van Amsterdam won't be super excited with that. When you're up 3 here and you have the guard and you're trying to basically come around, you end up setting up staggered guards, which can only be a benefit for Gosgens at this point. I don't know. Won't be happy with that result.
So looking for the come around here. In the 5th end of play, my name's Dave Schmel, joined by Jim Nix and Connor Sims. Jerry Gertz back at our studios in London, Ontario.
Very nicely done there. Totally buried behind that corner guard.
Oh, I thought you were complimenting me on giving the credits.
That was very nice too, because I didn't know Jerry was in London. I knew he was in Ontario. I just didn't know where. So now and you educated me as well. I was impressed.
That's all about accuracy, Jim.
Yeah.
So here's Jason Ginter on the delivery. Concha holding the line. Now Hardy's gonna join on in the party. Wrap it around those stagger guards. Trying to beat Wouter to the punch. His shot stoned, but I'd be tempted to leave them there right now and come around them again.
You could do that. The problem is that yellow one's going to be really hard to move. This might drag into that other rock. I don't know.
No, I do think it drags, and that's why I would leave it. Because I feel like you could take this opportunity to possibly set up a 3.
Yeah.
With still plenty of time to bail out.
Yeah, I think the big thing here is to make sure you save the shooter somewhere over to help you with that corner guard on the other side.
And here's a shot. We'll drag onto it. Well, they didn't really hit it in a good enough spot to drag.
No, not at all, no.
I think it was the right call. I just think it was one rock early.
Yeah.
So now Van Amsterdam's just going to play the double peel. He'll be fine with a single peel if that's what happens. So Captain Blue Jays.
Yeah, they would probably got about one inning in by now. Or close to one inning anyway. Looked a little tight on the delivery on this one, but it's close.
Gonna just catch it on the way by. That's a little bit unlucky.
A little unlucky, but it did make it a little bit more difficult for Gosgens to do something with this yellow one. Might be able to just go through the port. Yeah, might be able to go through there and chip and roll.
It is
Chap
the Jays
and roll,
up.
I think is right.
Yeah, chap and roll. Sure, that is the Jays up by a score of 1-0 right now over the Seattle Mariners.
Are they already? Wow.
And it was a first pitch home run by Springer.
Yeah. I don't know where they are this year without Springer doing what he's done, so Probably said about a couple people, particularly him, I think, really. This is a great looking shot here. If you can get that, you know, that's just a really nice shot. That's not a big hole through the perfect weight. We're going to have another look. Just a nice, you know, certainly a, you know, control-ish kind of takeout weight. And really, sweepers didn't have to do hardly anything on it. A little bit here to carve it over and miss that one. And wow, got something going for Gosgens.
Yep, so with it impossible to get a good roll on the other stone, Van Amsterdam is going to chase a wide open one. Back and forth, so it's got to be pretty close. Ginter on the hold. Looks like they might lose it.
Yeah, it should roll out, I think.
And rolls far enough, might as well be out.
Yeah, I think that was a conscious decision on Wouter's part to leave that there, even though, you know, sometimes you like to roll it just off the rings. I think he's happy to have it there. Who knows, might come back and help him somewhere along the way. Down 3. Anything you can get to help you is good.
It could possibly be a catcher for sure.
Yeah.
So here's Hoekman. Throwing Weiss's first stone. Needs to get this buried. Only gets a sliver under, Jim.
Yeah, you know, just far enough out. I mean, the sweepers, it was heavy enough. The sweepers didn't really want to go on it. And far enough out, it just didn't quite get the curl he was looking for. I'd be surprised if he plays.
It's not a bad spot because Evan would most likely be rolling open. He's going to be rolling open from either of these. Only way to kill them both would be to do what he's going to look at right now. Probably, maybe talk himself out of it. Because you don't ever want to miss this. You miss this, you're giving up 3.
Yeah, a bit surprised with this call for sure. I think he's trying to angle this one onto the one in the 4-foot. So I don't think he's playing this straight back double kind of thing. I'm pretty sure he's playing the angle, but as you said, there's, you know, he just goes by everything here. He's bringing 3 into play for sure.
They're both very tough. Here's Jeremy Hardy. Concha trying to hold it out there. Push it. Gonna get the one. Do you get the double across? No! Just underneath. A noble effort indeed, but they did get one out of the way.
Yeah, it came pretty close to making that. I'm still not convinced that he was playing that, but maybe.
Yeah, based on the furious brush, that I don't think that was the call ever.
No.
But it's an adequate plan B.
Yep. Yep.
And heck, if you gotten off of it, you might have actually made that double.
Oh, I agree, yeah. Yeah, we're definitely there. It's just not a shot that you're probably going to play there just because it just carries a little too much risk.
So looking to draw on top here and get a second one in. Need to get to the face. Don't want to queue up a double, which you probably just did, Jim.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing on those. I just a little too much weight, I guess, more than anything else, and so it's not having a chance to take that little finish at the end. He doesn't have to be T-line on that. Anywhere, you know, anywhere on the rings, basically above the T-line is good. So he takes 4 or 5 feet off of that or 6 feet off of that. He ends up with a perfect shot, and unfortunately heavy again, heavier than the first one actually. So the double's there.
Yeah, double's there all day, and you can probably even roll up just a touch with some spin and lie really well buried. So first of 2 for Evan Van Amsterdam on the way. On and off, this is really, really close. Get the one, get the second. Ooh, we'll go out the side. It's on the wrong side of the tee line. You can't touch it.
No.
Okay, well, there's a half shot, so Wouter has to take care of that.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely brings 2 into play. I probably would only be 2. As long as you can get this rock even half buried somewhere, portion buried, I think Van Amsterdam hits the open one and pretty much gives you 2. So just put it in play and just get a little bit of it behind the guard so you can't play the one you're throwing, and you'll be fine.
Yep, just, this is a deuce that you make by blocking and tackling, essentially. But you had to make sure the jacket's off first. So, just on the rings under cover here. Just a touch under. Will be just fine for Wouter. His first is on the way. Bedenhoek trying to walk it over. This one is hanging there too. Looks like it's going to be just fine though.
Yeah, it worked out pretty good, but man, they're just going clearing that guard by like a foot all every time. I don't know why I don't know how they're doing it, or if they're just constantly throwing it a little in out and having it stay there, or what. But anyway, that's a perfect spot because as we predicted, Van Amsterdam is going to hit this one, but and he a lot harder for him to roll for shot now than it would have been if you left that at the top of the 8-foot kind of thing.
He's going to give it a shot. He did indicate he's trying to grab the back of the button.
Sure.
It's good to have goals.
Yeah. Especially in hockey.
So he needs some heat to do this because it's a really flat roll. Conscious on it right away. Trying to hold it. This is going to be very thin. It just peels right on out. So free draw the rings for a deuce for Wouter.
Yeah, that's the right thing for Van Amsterdam to do there. It's, if anybody out there happens to be wondering why would he do that, it's, you gotta play the scoreboard in this game in most situations, and this definitely with a 3-point lead. You could say, why didn't he just draw to the one that Wouter just threw, or Wouter just threw, and maybe make it impossible for him to get to it, just because if you ever throw it a foot heavy and he bounces off, he gives up 3, and he definitely doesn't want to give up 3. So he played the safe shot there, and he'll keep hammering and go to the 6 with probably a 1-point lead, assuming that they make this one.
So he's got one in his pocket, and final stone of the 5th end just needs to catch full 12-foot. Rushers are just going to escort this into the rings, and we will put 2 on the board for red. Score is 5-4 after 5. We'll be back with end number 6 from Saville right after this on Curling Stadium.
That's life. That's what all the people say.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting. We'll send that one to Paul.
Now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsoctickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, Custom Chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Blister juice, freshly made your way.
Welcome back. It's the sixth end here from the Saville Community Sports Center. It was Wouter Gosgens picking up a score of 2 in the sixth end. I'm Dave Schmel, along with Jim Nix. And Evan Van Amsterdam has the hammer here in the even ends.
Yeah, we got a pretty good game going here, though, Dave. I mean, if he had managed, if Wouter had just given up even 2 the last end, we'd be all tied up. So, but he's only down 1. Now, he doesn't have hammer, but it's a nice tight affair, and better yet, they're moving it along at a reasonable pace today, which is a nice thing as well. So, it's all good.
Absolutely. If anybody's been watching this event, you've definitely noticed some of the frustrations we've had with teams being, shall we say, just a touch deliberative.
Yeah.
Okay, more than a touch.
Yeah, usually it's 4 touches deliberative. That's the problem. Yeah. Anyway, that's okay. Those are when the games are over, and we got this one going on. It's a good one. And that was a great draw, too, by the way, the shot before that when we were chatting there.
Yeah, absolutely. And this one is pretty much equally as good. Sets up those rocks at pretty good angle. That might have come an inch or so further than they would have liked.
Yeah.
And the guard's going to go back up now. Going to play the high guard. He might not. That's why I was going to ask you if you like that, Jim.
Yeah.
This little rattle around shot might be okay.
Yeah, this outturn is very accessible for Van Amsterdam to move the red out, and Gosgens has to be really careful here. He really can't afford to drop 2 here. He's got to do no worse than a single. So I like this shot. I don't like whatever the high one was. I like this shot coming right in.
Yeah, so Yop is going to throw the intern here. Makes it interesting, how do you call him to brush? Is it yup?
Yep.
These are visions into my mind, folks, which is scary.
Now this rock is really going sideways. This is a little bit more than what we expect to see most of the time, but you can see the weight is just that much better, right?
Oh, that's in a nice spot too, Jim.
Evan's probably gonna rip the guard here, I would imagine.
It may be time.
Yeah, you got to be smart here. You're up 1 with the hammer playing 6. Just let's get rid of something and see what happens.
Would seem like the prudent course of action.
Yeah.
The gentlemen are discussing it, and they're going to have a deeper discussion, So
that gives us a minute. I'm going to tell you about my day, Dave. So
let's hear about your day, Jim.
So today I didn't do any curling games, which was a surprise for this weekend because we've been a little short-handed, so I've been pretty busy. But
sorry, I was bonspiel with Sean. I apologize.
That's okay. But I do some work with a curling curling school down here, Turning Point Curling School, and they were at our club today. And I knew I was gonna be pretty tied up, but I said I would do Sundays strategy session. So today, that's what we did. So it was a very interesting couple of hours with 18 junior curlers that are probably kind of intermediate level, maybe not quite ready to hit the national scene, but getting there. And then right after that, we had a guest speaker, and the guest speaker was a gentleman out of Quebec who climbed Mount Everest, and just an average Joe, if you will, that decided that he would really like to do that, and was talking to somebody had done. He said, well, if you ever do it again, would you take me with you? So the guy said, yeah, okay. So and anyway, they gave him a call. So then he trained for like 6 months, dropped like 60 pounds, got into peak physical condition, and climbed Mount Everest. So pretty neat story. The kids really enjoyed the conversation and the talk. So yes, that was very interesting. That's it. Then I came home, had supper, and came here to do this. So.
And we know across Canada, many families are celebrating Thanksgiving, and on behalf of all of us here at Curling Stadium, we do wish the very best to all of you and your families, and wish you continued happiness in the year going forward.
Yes, and that was our dinner today too, and we were at friends, and we didn't even have to go to the trouble of cooking it all, so that made it even just a little bit better. Although I love turkey, so I love the 3 or 4 days after that when you do the leftovers and you do the hot sandwich and you do the soup and all that kind of stuff. My wife makes great soup, so I do miss that part. But
well, then you had to come down to the Philadelphia area. We have a chain of convenience stores, which I would name if they'd be nice enough to sponsor us.
Okay. Yeah.
But they make a sandwich and a bowl called the Gobbler.
Okay.
And essentially it's Thanksgiving in a bowl or on a roll. It's stuffing, it's cranberry juice, sauce rather, and turkey, and it just goes on a roll or in a bowl.
Okay. Neat.
And so imagine that on like a hoagie roll or a sub roll, if you like.
Yeah, that would be probably quite good.
Tryptophan heaven for you, Jim.
I'm telling you. So what are we doing here, Dave? We'll find out in a minute. Yeah.
We're just ripping the guard, which we thought we were doing in the first place.
Yeah, it took us a long time to get. That's right. Yeah. Wow.
It was much to do about nothing. Lots of stories, lots to talk about food. One drop broom by Gosgens, and the guard goes back. Now, hopefully, and I'm just hoping, Jim, it doesn't take 5 minutes to get to the next shot again.
Because I have no more stories. You probably do, so we'd be all right.
I mean, no, I'll come up with something if I need to.
Yeah, even if you make it up, that works. That's the kids today at strategy session. I asked them yesterday, make sure you all come back with a couple of examples from games. Nobody had anything, so they're all making it up. I said, well, make something up, and they did. So anyway, so guard going back up here, right?
Yep, it's coming back up, and Jaap van Dorp is the gentleman throwing it. Both gentlemen trying to walk it over the center line, and they will. It's like nothing happened in the last 5 minutes.
That's a great shot, though. That was, swept perfect right to the perfect spot. Evan's getting anxious to make something happen in the house. He has to be careful with that. He's really not in a bad position. So he's going to.
Looks like he's just going to play the straight peel here.
Yeah. Right thing to do.
And here's Jason Ginter with that. Straight peel is made. Similar roll. And we are in the shampoo section of this end. We have lathered, and we will now rinse and repeat. Will be a Hoekman with the guard.
Sometimes I just lag behind on those, and afterwards I get it about 30 seconds too late, Dave. That must be an age thing. Anyway.
You said that, Jim. I did not say that.
I know. I just had a birthday recently, so I feel much older.
Probably exactly 1 year older.
Yeah. This one's got to work over here pretty good.
This does. So here comes the guard. Here comes the guard. That is not necessarily all right, though.
No.
Because it gives a chance for a little shake and shimmy in here. I don't know if you had to hit it all that hard, but they're going to.
Yeah. All the yellows are probably going out here, though. So.
Yeah, I think with hammer, you'd be better served by just kind of mixing them up with like a board weight. But let's see what happens here. On the way from Hardy. Ginter trying to push it over. Only got a sliver of it. And they make a lot of stuff move. Leaves them with just one. And Wouter's going to be able to remove that last Van Amsterdam shot. And Jim, I just think that was too big of a shot. That's just me, though.
Yeah, I just, I know you can only do it so long, but I think even on that shot, I'm just peeling that front one. I didn't see everything lining up very good in the house for that shot that they did play. And could they have finessed it a little bit differently? Yeah, they could have, but I don't know that would have been any better. There's still going to be too many opposition stones behind a center guard. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting here to see where they go with this now. Gosgens should be able to put enough pressure on Van Amsterdam here that he forces him to the one, but see how, if he gets a roll somewhere, maybe not.
Well, he's going to have an opportunity to group his stone, and he's electing to roll dead center. He could also roll all the way over, probably close to frozen on the other one with a flat roll. But this is probably the easier shot.
Yeah, it just curls in there so hard. I don't know that you're going to be unaccessible or inaccessible, I guess, maybe whichever the word is. It's
the technical term is ungettable.
Ungettable, yeah. I talked about that yesterday. I looked that word up, and I actually was a word I thought I invented it, and I didn't. I was a little disappointed. This one's going to be right on the beak, I think.
And decidedly gettable.
Yeah, still gettable.
So gettable, that's what it is.
Wow. Good thing the Bondsville's almost over, I think, Dave.
You didn't think I was going to go Sinatra there, did you?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Well, I'm just happy you didn't go Nancy Sinatra and pull the duet on me.
Yeah, me as well. And any of my fans out there in the world, our family, they would appreciate me not doing that. Either way, as Nancy or Frank. Gosgens has a little bit of an opportunity here, actually, to down one. Same situation. If he makes the roll, it's certainly going to be possible for Van Amsterdam to remove it, but it still would be nice to make him try.
Yeah, he's going to probably either have to throw a really tough dig or run back the wrong color. He can always stuff it then. So this needs to curl over if it's ever going to do any of that, and it won't. So now, Jim, that angle is far more favorable for a double if you want it.
Yeah, I think that shot really, once it became fairly obvious you weren't going to get to the inside roll, it wouldn't have hurt to try real hard to hit it a little bit more on the outside and separate those two rocks more from both the double and the roll, at least make it tougher. And, you're not going to steal by hitting it on the nose there, so.
So first of two on the way from Evan.
Close.
Makes a hit. Gonna roll it and not move it out. Lose his shooter. So opportunity at the very least for Gosgens to put the force on, but with a nice draw here. make it something for Evan to think about.
Yeah, I agree. And they've had Evan throwing a couple of big weight hits here the last couple of shots. So that might pay benefit down the road a little bit here too. And really anywhere in the house here, pretty close, unless it overcurls and goes wide open and sets up a double, is really going to be at least no worse than a 4. So make this one good. Maybe bite the top of the 4-foot would be good. You know what? Even full 8-foot's probably good, Dave, just as far as having him be able to remove it.
Yeah, I think that's actually better because it's not going to be easy to dig. So final stone for Wouter Gosgens.
You just don't want to let this one come out the other side, that's all. It doesn't look like it will, so should be good, actually.
Need to stay on it. You want to get it all the way under, make it as difficult as possible, and that last little finish is going to pretty well do that. So he could see a sliver, and this is interesting because, you know, it's enough to tempt him to hit it, but he's lining up for draw ice. This is going to be interesting, Jim.
Yeah, I think that was a perfect shot, actually, because like you say, it's a bit tempting, and he's decided not to play it, which is fine. So Wouter accomplishes kind of what he wanted, and not only that, he's got his rock in a very good place. If that rock is up where we suggest it might be better, top of the 8-foot would still force him to play the draw, but he'd have a whole lot more room to draw to. So that was I don't know, I'd rate that as a bonus 4 or 5 shot for sure.
And this needs every bit of the 4-foot facing 2. Evan Van Amsterdam with his final shot of the 6th end. Concha picks it up pretty early. Heavy clean by Ginter. Now they're just off of it, trying to gauge it. Did they gauge it properly? This needs to move over, and it's spicy. How spicy is it? It's spicy enough to give up a steal of 1. So Gosgens is not done with this game yet. It's all tied up as we head to the 7th end. Hold on to your seats. We'll be back from Saville right after this.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting 10-fold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
Welcome back to the Saville Grand Prix from the Saville Community Sports Center. All tied up after 6 ends of play. It is Wouter Gosgens versus Evan Van Amsterdam. It was a steal of one after some really well-thrown draws by Gosgens. Schmel with Jim Nix here. And it is Van Amsterdam now tied with a hammer in the odd end, Jim.
Yeah, a very nice shot by Gosgens on his last one. I mean, made a spectacular shot a couple of ends ago, made a bad miss last end, and made a perfect draw this end. So a little up and down, but super nice draw and forced Van Amsterdam into a tough draw that they just threw a little heavy and didn't make. So yeah, we have a new game tied up. It's well done for Team Gosgens for sure.
And that draw from red came just behind the tee line. Van Amsterdam looking to freeze directly on top of it.
Yeah, in a perfect world here for Van Amsterdam, he'd probably blank.
Well, in a perfect world, he'd rather not flash everything here.
Yeah,
that's not good.
No. Just their, what's the word we usually use, is sort of their tolerance levels in these last end and a bit here, just not on the right side of things. So
it does seem to be the trendy word nowadays. What's the tolerance on it?
Well, it was for a couple of years at least, and I don't know if it faded away. I've never been a massive fan of that term because I've always felt like, well, if you have a tolerance for making a shot, does that mean that you just have a preference as to where you want to miss it? And I'm thinking, I don't know that that's the right mindset for throwing a stone. But
oh no, yeah, absolutely, I agree. It kind of puts a miss into your head. I mean, I've played with folks who will come skate on back to the hack and tell their front end, well, this is the plan, and if I'm a little heavy, we're going to do this. I'm a little light, we're going to do this. I'm a little wide, we're going to do this. If I'm a little narrow, we're going to do this. It leaves you holding the broom, saying, does this guy even know what he's going to throw?
Yeah, that's a lot of different tolerances, yeah. I mean, we all do that a little bit, right? I mean, there's no question that you throw shots that you know you cannot be wide on or you cannot be narrow on. And sometimes you know it and you still do it. But still, that's... I just feel somehow that's a little different than when I start to talk about, well, the tolerance is this, but I don't know. Playing with words, I guess, a little bit. So.
Well, yeah, it doesn't really instill a lot of confidence in your team when you do that. I'm not saying that they said any of these words. We're just talking.
Yeah.
So here's Jason Ginter delivering his next rock. Gonna clean up a lot of stuff there. Opens it wide up. Great shot there. Taking a look at Jim.
Yeah, I'm gonna have another look. And like I've said a couple times in this game, I think Jason's just a great thrower, and he's gonna show it again here, where he really totally wipes out the front and gets rid of everything that was a problem at all, and actually sets up a couple of corners, or one corner and one kind of tweener. And anyway, great shot.
Now Wouter's going to draw underneath his zone here, ignoring the one way in the back of the rings.
Yeah, this is one of those ends you don't have hammer, and you really, really, really need to go hard, like as if it's almost the last end, an effort to steal one. But you're not really trying to steal one. You're really trying to just force to one, because stealing one is sometimes difficult. But mostly you don't want to give up two. So it's a difficult end to play. It's a hard end to have kind of a plan that you stay with for the end. It's going to be, obviously pretty fluid as we go through here as to what kind of end we're playing.
This one's skating on them a little bit, but ends up in a pretty good spot, Jim.
Yeah, I think this team, Dave, in the last couple of ends, I think you'd agree that this team has made some really nice draws. Like, for a while, it seemed like they just weren't getting them in the right place. They were just, everything was hanging out and you're getting half buried, but they've had some really nice draws in these last few ends.
And from what I've seen over the past two seasons, when this team is on, it's when the draw is clicking.
Yeah, I would agree with that too.
Not saying that they're incapable of throwing any of the hits, but the draw is definitely their happy place.
Yeah.
So they're going to put the guard back up here.
Yeah, I think they have to this early. I think, if you were at Skip's first rocks area, you're probably not. You're probably going back and removing that second stone and seeing what Van Amsterdam decides to do. But it's just so early in the end that you can't really do that. It's hard to be sure you're going to get a force by doing that. So.
So being patient on this has got a long, long way to go.
Yeah, it really does.
Not going to be a guard. Well, it might be. It's just not going to guard anything.
No. Again, just a bit. You don't want to sweep that right in on top of the other one, but they had a little bit of room to work with. They could have gone that a little bit harder on that and maybe got it over a bit, but they didn't. And this is no gimme here, so.
Yeah, where it sits, you do have to get up to at least flush up to it, or else the jam on your own in the back will come into play.
Yeah, so exactly.
Here's Jeremy Hardy. On a nice, easy weight. Concha and Ginter. They have this one, no problem. They will come across the face and actually sneak underneath the Gosgens stone, so that's well executed indeed. Now back to square one, really, trying to build that force and going to draw down the stone just thrown.
Yeah, they'll probably have a little bit more talk about this. I don't know. You really don't want to give up 2 here, so you got to figure how not to give up 2. I mean, one way to not give up 2 is to make the straight back raise and nose hit it, so it stays right there. I don't know that I love this come around. If I'm going to come around, I might come around the whole shebang there and be shot rock rather than.
I don't mind the nose raise takeout and roll the raised stone under cover,
Yeah.
leaving a center-ish guard.
Yeah.
That gives you a lot of options, and it naturally wants to go that way.
Yeah, I mean, and you've got to figure, okay, we're at this level, we're good enough that we can count on making contact with that stone. We won't have any risk of not making contact, or we have very little risk of not making contact.
So that was your very polite way of saying, well, they're not us, so.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like that shot. I don't really know why you'd ever play that shot. I guess he's not going to, so.
So it's going to be, well, you got the stopwatch out, which would imply that we are throwing the draw.
No, I don't think, Dave. I think he's
No?
throwing this straight back. No, the stopwatch now, everybody's in love with timing everything. I don't know as a skip. Whenever I do it, I can never remember to stop it when it gets to the other end. So I never get them anyways. I don't know how you focus on that when you're trying to call a line on a shot, but so I think he's just timing the hit weight between the hog lines. Nice shot, though.
So they can get the hit. Will they shimmy on over? No, but just as you suggested, this is a great outcome. Just stuff, and it's not bad at all.
Yeah, I see this again, and this is just a really nice throw. It's nice, solid weight, but nice clean out of his hand. No outward motion or anything. And this is beautiful. This is perfect. I couldn't have done it any better.
Yeah, it was a rock solid delivery too. I mean, from the leg kick, and I don't think he moved another muscle till he let go of the rock.
No, it was nice.
That's a good delivery to take a picture of and try to emulate, kids.
Yeah, and Wouter's got to be pretty happy with that one. He was in big trouble there if they don't make that shot.
And now coming right on back. Oh, it does grab that catcher. We thought that might come into play at some point, and it does.
Wow, so in just a case base of 2 shots, you took Gosgens from being in trouble to potentially being in massive trouble to drawing to sit 2 and having Amsterdam in big trouble. So, yeah, it's a wild game.
That's why it's so fun to watch. And we're happy to have all of you with us here on Curling Stadium. Please like and subscribe. It means the world to us, and we are so thrilled that we can bring curling action to you pretty much every week of the season. So here's Wouter. Trying to draw under cover to put a lot of pressure on Evan Van Amsterdam here in a tie game in the 7th end. Finals of the Saville Grand Prix. This one needs to curl. It's got a lot of weight, but you need that finish to make the shot good. Half under, but that's probably pretty safe.
Yeah, you know, I would have loved to have been completely buried, but that's pretty good. And actually, if you're completely buried and he decides to play the straight back, then he may put you in big trouble here. If he goes after this, there's a really good chance that even if he makes contact, he won't be behind you. I know it's possible, but there's a better chance that it's in the open after it hits. So nice throw.
He is taking a look at the run here. Going to take it on.
Yeah. It's not short. Like, it's, you know, you got, what do you got? 4, 5, 6, 7, probably 7, 8 feet here. So definitely not a gimme.
Yeah, certainly not easy. Big throw coming up for Evan Van Amsterdam. His first of 2 here in the 7th end. On a hard for the line, this is over curling. It's going to miss everything, Jim.
Yeah, nah, I never really was close. Surprised that's a shot I expect Evan to be very close on, and that really was not close at all. So he's going to be facing a draw against 3 probably here in the next shot. He'll probably only need about full 8 foot to cut it down to 1, which was probably not unacceptable for him, but Gosgens got to be pretty happy right now. He's got almost biting the button.
Well, a couple ends ago, you know, we were pretty well ready to say it might be good night nurse.
Yeah.
So, complete change of scenery and momentum here.
Yeah. You could be tempted to show him a little piece of this one here on the edge of the button just to tease him into playing something other than the straight draw, but normally you're not going to do that because it's just, you don't want to tease him into a wide open hit. So anyway.
Last stone for Wouter.
That's perfect, I think, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, it's... Evan's not even going to look at trying to get crazy and blanket.
No.
Don't think there's a world where it ever goes, so he's going to have to grab a piece of the button. Facing 3. In a tied-up affair in the 7th end. He needs this one. Was unable to come up with draw weight the last time he called on it. So, final stone of the 7th end. Evan Van Amsterdam, he's facing 3. He's got to grab a bit of that booster juice button. Concha and Ginter on the brush. off and on, always a good sign. Is it going to settle where they need it to? And the skipper comes through. Single point for Evan Van Amsterdam. Gosgens has a hammer in the 8th when we come back from Saville. Right to this, you're watching Curling Stadium.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsoctickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
And welcome back to the Saville Community Sports Center. We've been treated to one heck of a final here in the Saville Grand Prix. It's Evan Van Amsterdam holding a 1-rock lead over Wouter Gosgens. Gosgens has the hammer in end number 8, trailing by 1. I'm Dave Schmel, joined by Jim Nix and Connor Sims. We're so happy to have all you here with us here on Curling Stadium from the beautiful Saville Community Sports Center. Huge 10-sheet facility on the southern campus of the University of Alberta.
Yeah, really nice draw there by Evan Van Amsterdam to secure the single point the last end. He was not doing what exactly he would have liked to have had to have happen in that end, but he had to make a really, really nice draw to score, and he did that. And both skips have kind of come up big when they needed to today for the most part.
And we'd like to welcome our viewers from Okotoks that saw Rebecca Morrison win over Sung Young Ha in a B qualifier game. You're here watching the finals of the Saville Grand Prix. It's Wouter Gosgens trying to dig this out in the 8th. He trails by 1 with hammer here in the 8th. There's a corner guard up for him, and he's going to try to sneak this one onto the rings. Just wants to get it on. And center guard is up, and one top 4 for Van Amsterdam, and game on as we move to second stones. And the first will be for Evan Van Amsterdam, Jason Ginter.
Yeah, pretty good setup for both teams right now. Really, that's Van Amsterdam has a pretty good-looking steel-type setup going on, and Wouter has the corner guard and one behind it. So a good start. After this one, they get to start hitting some of these rocks out front. So we'll see where they go from there.
Second draw coming around. Will they get it all the way down? It's good enough for a second shot. They lie 1-2. So the question is, When does Wouter say that he needs to start moving some stuff, and he thinks it's now?
I think it's now as well. I don't think it makes sense to not peel that guard off of there right now.
Looks like he's not necessarily thinking about peeling, though, but
just
maybe
moving that, yeah. I don't mind that shot. I would leave that for one more time. I'd try to throw this guard up and see if they're going to guard again, or peel this guard rather. They're going to guard again and see if they maybe don't make it quite so perfect. But that might just be a waste of a rock. So we'll see.
I think this is a either or here, right? The guard's high enough he can finish around. So I'm not totally against playing at the middle one here, but. This is going to be really close and probably going to grab the high one, which is just fine.
Yeah, and might even roll, well.
That's not a bad place to roll to secure that second rock, your potential winning point.
Yeah, kind of an odd way to get that second corner guard over there, but worked out.
So, looking at Jason Ginter here. He's going to be asked to throw the center guard. What do you think's your ideal depth here, Jimmer?
I'm looking at probably 4 or 5 feet in front of the rings would be good. I don't want to be super long because I don't want to give him the opportunity to come right around, ignore my guard. I want him to have to think about wasting another shot on this.
Well, they are both on this one pretty hard early, trying to drag it. Coming across the hog line, line's getting better. See how deep it comes. It's going to be about halfway, just a little short of halfway.
Yeah, and now it's accessible, yeah.
Yeah, it did not get all the way to the center. So, don't even want to call that a half shot. It's like a 7/8 shot, but that 1/8 can prove to be the difference sometimes. So here's Jaap van Dorp.
Very nice opportunity here if they can make this hit and roll.
Yep, get past the guard, and they did. Get the hit. Roll underneath all the cover. Make sure you sweep it far enough back. Ooh, it's only it's not really far enough back, Jim.
No, it doesn't. The double's not there, I don't think, so he's not going to be able to make the 2 reds at least. It went far enough for that, but yeah, a little tiny bit of a miss sweep there. Just needed to hit that a little bit thinner. Then he would have definitely got shot rock because it would have went a little lower, got a little more of the 8-foot. Was a delicate shot, but think about it. Wherever this one ends up, Dave, I think there's a really good chance that we will have a chance to remove one or both of these.
So here's Jeremy Hardy trying to dig this one out. He grabs it, rolls it on over. Right on top of his own. Excellently thrown stone there.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. I've been looking at this and thinking that you're going to see it again. That if he gets that much on the other side, then the double's more accessible. So going to be half a rock or so, and rolls to a really nice spot right there. So very nice.
So now you see Wouter taking a look at this. He certainly can make the guard go and the 2 in the rings go on the 4-foot. Let's just see what ends up being the result.
Yeah, and I don't know if he's trying to make that or if he's going to run this into the one at the back of the 8-foot. He certainly looked at that at one point.
Here's Hoekman. Looks like he's... Ooh, just a straight peel.
Yeah, I think he would like to have gone towards the one at the back. He just didn't quite get over there enough to make that happen.
Nothing wrong with the peel. You still have a few rocks before you have to worry about it, but you You certainly don't have all day.
No, you're absolutely right.
So I come back to Jeremy Hardy here. He fires off his second. Nice positive release, setting it on the broom and on the way. Might be coming a touch deeper than they wanted, Jim.
Yeah, it probably is just a little tiny bit, but not
The
bad.
word you were
I
looking,
mean,
the word you were looking for was skosh there.
Yeah, I know. I was afraid I wouldn't pronounce it right, so I said, I won't go with it. Yeah. So Wouter's now going to try to drive this back on into the top yellow, and on the outside of the top yellow, which would, I don't know. I got the impression that's what he was doing, but I don't know if it makes a lot of sense. But if he hits it right on the nose, he could put it right behind the other corner, which wouldn't be good either. So we'll see where he goes with this.
So on the way for Hoekman, trying to make this curl just a touch. It needs to come up, or else it's just going to do just that, go by everything. And could not afford to do that. You had to catch one of them in the rings.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, both those shots really needed to get something more than just a single peel. Big trouble now for Gosgens for sure. I mean, Evan's in a really nice spot now. And not only that, like the problem for Wouter is that there's not an easy way to score even a single point here right now, and that's going to be a big problem. I mean, that's why if he had made any kind of shot there at all, as far as what they wanted, that would have opened up a little bit more possibilities of being able to at least salvage the one here.
Yeah, the in-turn draw is extremely difficult right now. And look on the out-turn side. Not a whole bunch there either. We've got a better look at it after this shot. But this one's going to come in. It's going to be higher, which is a better outcome. Good shot by Evan there. So Wouter is of the mind that he needs to just start coming in. He make the draw while he still has a chance.
Yeah, and probably the right decision, I think, here. I'm not seeing anything that's easy for him to be able to even generate a single point other than this, and this is by no means easy. The hardest part here that is you kind of got to get it right on the first one, so you might have another chance to throw it on the second one. If you slide a little deep or you don't quite get there or something, then you may not have anything for your next shot, which would be very, very tough. So he might always have, the double angle raise takeout or something with the Reds, but that's not going to be made very often.
Yeah, I see. Well, I see the emergency shot as being a double tap using those two Reds.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of angled to go into Happy Land.
Yeah.
But need to make this one. Way out in the in-turn. We haven't been out here in ages. His first to 2 in the 8th.
Yeah, very good point for sure. Might be close though. Sweepers are just staying with it nicely.
It does look very close. It needs to settle down.
Yeah, it is.
It needs to sit. It needs to sit. Still needs to sit. Not sitting, Jim.
No. Normally you'd say, well, a very nice effort and a nice try for Wouter, and really considering that, as you said, we haven't been out there at all. Not a bad effort at all, but unfortunately it's not good enough.
And you see Evan is just going to get there first.
Yeah. Evan has to be a little bit careful. Just, if he leaves this possibly in the wrong spot, there might be a way all of a sudden for Gosgens to get it out and the shot rock, which would be, obviously a problem.
So, Evan Van Amsterdam with his final stone of end number 8, looking to make this really difficult on his Dutch friend. Ginter and Concha. Now Ginter on the sweep. On and off. They like it. This is a touch toasty too, Jim.
Yep.
I think he just gave Wouter an out here.
Well, he certainly gave him a little extra backing, that's for sure.
So we may not be done from Edmonton.
No, I mean, Wouter's been very close with draw weight for the last few ends, so would expect him to be very close on this. And it has a nice enough finish to be able to score for sure.
He practically galloped back to the hack there.
Yeah, yeah.
So, facing 3 and a loss. Final stone of the 8th end. He needs this one to force the extra. This one looks a little bit lighter. Both brushes are on it right away. Need to drag it there. Line is pretty good. Just has to be there. Has to be there. Needs to be in the 4-foot. Needs to drag it there. Heads down, gentlemen. Heads down. You got to make sure it's there. And you did. And he gets his single. Big pat on the back there for Hoekman. And it's all tied up, and we'll have an extra end of curling from the Saville Center. We'll be back on Curling Stadium right to this.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, Custom Chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Blister juice, freshly made, your way.
And welcome back to the Saville Community Sports Center. It is bonus curling. It's 16 seconds was the hog-to-hog time. That was given to us by Cody Hall, who is the head ice tech at the Saville Center. So, my goodness, what a brush. And let's take a look at that effort.
Yeah, this really looked like Wouter had come out a little bit on the light side to me, and the sweepers were not too quick to jump on it because it had to curl, and then they had to go flat out as hard as they could go here. This rock is almost stopped, and they still managed to get it to the 4-foot and just far enough. Well done.
Yeah, big brush there, and got a lot of weight on the broom, a lot of pressure for both of them in there, and both with long frames, so it's not always, you have the weight. It's not always as easy to transfer it the longer you are. But you see both of them had their legs out and were working real hard, and it was a well-earned pat in the back there from Van Dorp to Hoekman there. What a sweep indeed. And now we are in for a 9th end. It's the extra. Van Amsterdam has the hammer.
Yeah, it's one thing about these ends. There's the strategy of the first few shots is certainly not difficult. Team without hammer really just has to clog as much as they can in the center, and the team with hammer really will come to the center, but then their job after about a couple shots is just going to be open as much up as they can. So it's not always the hardest strategy to call compared to some other parts of the game. Until you get to the last few rocks, at least.
It's all fun and games till somebody pokes out their eye.
Whoa. Would have liked to kind of just got that to curl a little bit more, but as it turns out, with the way the rocks are, probably doesn't really matter too much.
Now, most importantly, it's it's off the rings. It can't be moved. It's going to be a useful stone. And they're trying to think if that's what they really want to do, because they might be expressing the same thought I had, is if you go to play a dig or something, you're probably going to leave a guard or a rock that might be useful. Now,
yeah. I think you're going to the center again somewhere here. It's either freezing to your yellow one, yeah, like a little freeze tap, or you could go the intern right around it, I guess, but that probably runs more risk of ending up being behind the tee line where you don't want to go to be either.
So after that, the survey says we're going to just throw the tap freeze on this one right off the jump. This is not heavy. Gets past the guard. Now they're happy at the line. You're going to get Ginter to try to push it over. Push it over. He does. It's going to end up being another guard. He just did not have the weight, Jimmer.
No.
Now, this is an interesting stagger here. I know you want to keep on cluttering, but it feels like it's time to get onto that and get one of your color in a good spot.
Yeah, it's
Would you like to freeze to that if you had a choice, or?
Yeah, maybe, but I don't. Yeah, maybe I'd freeze on this one.
I mean, the other option you could. I mean, if you dig it out, you could tap it back maybe a little bit to provide you backing later, or you could draw around the whole mess on the intern. But I think it's too early to do that.
Maybe a little early, and also that you have enough out there right now to give you pretty ample protection. So you can go around that one on the intern, but I'm with you that it might be a shot or two too soon. There's a lot of stuff up there that's a problem for Van Amsterdam right now. They look like they're going around here anyway, even if they didn't want to.
Well, it's not a bad result, Jim.
No, not a bad result at all either.
Yeah, I don't think that was the call, but it's the correct plan B, and you have to commit to that once it's there.
Yeah, which was good. That's one thing they did right there, because they could have easily ended up trying to still get that to curl a little bit and tap that one, and just wouldn't have worked at all. So
now Ginter pushing it back, moving the whole pile around. Oh, that made a lot of granite fly there.
it did. You're going to see this. It's still going to leave Gosgens in not too bad a position. As Jason throws another. I don't know how many of these he's thrown this game, but it's been a lot.
Yeah, he's keeping it steady with that, just like his Blue Jays are still holding steady with a 1-0 lead in the top of the sixth in the ALCS against the Seattle Mariners.
This looks pretty good.
Yeah, it needs to sit down, but that sits down in a pretty good spot. You're never running that red onto it, so you're just going to have to end up probably playing your own here, or the one in the middle, but you could do that.
You could. I think it's a mistake, but you could. These are the ones that sometimes you get teased into, and you just got to stop and think for a little bit about what's gonna cause you some problems here, and it's going to be these guards. So if you take the one off of the back of the 4-foot, you just give Gosgens another better chance to come around again. So this is the right shot.
And there goes the peel. So are we just going to lather and repeat here?
Yeah, he might. They play a little different here, so they may come right around that to the top of the 4 foot.
Obviously, some discussion about that going on.
Yeah, I like throwing at least one more out in front, and let him take a run at it. I know it's a little bit risky because somebody makes a double peel somewhere, but I don't know if I like getting all these rocks too close together, so I don't know what he settled on here, actually, but never really showed us, so we're just going to have to go by sweeping what we think they're going to do.
So Hoekman, with his first in the extra. A lot of rotation on that stone. Looks like they are playing the guard.
Yeah, just over is good.
It is just over. That is well thrown. That's not as easy as it looks, kids.
No, it didn't quite curl enough for him, but not bad, though. Not bad. He's not in bad shape. Did keep these well spread, so really Van Amsterdam can't go after the double peel. It's just too much distance between the rocks.
So Hardy on this. He's just going to fire it on past everything. A chance for Wouter to throw a better one. Nonchalantly references for the guard.
Yeah, going to be an interesting final 6 rocks of this end. Gosgens has a pretty good shot rock, but we did see Evan Van Amsterdam draw the button cold just a little bit ago, so that might not be good enough to win this.
I don't think it's time to put another one in yet. I think you have to waste one here.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Being patient is what has brought him back into this game. That's what he has to continue to do now.
Yep.
Second from Hoekman. Vandenhoek and Van Dorp trying to drag this one. Needs to finish up. It's finishing nicely.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's a very nice shot, Dave. I know that Van Amsterdam could get that one on the back of the button, but that would, again, probably not be wise.
So this is likely just a single peel.
Yeah, I think he really feels that high guard, and he's probably right, is not really guarding. At the end of the day, is not guarding anything. So he's just going to leave that one there. The tighter one is the one that's a little bit more of a problem.
So Hardy peels it away. One more guard, Jim.
What do we got? 2 rocks apiece. No, you know what? I think I'm tempted to come in on this. I'm tempted to come right around to the top of the 4 foot, buried, 100% buried. I would like that shot. Then he's probably peeling the guard and leaving me a draw if I'm Van Amsterdam. But you know, he can't take everything away. But
so lining up for the first and the 9th. Off comes the jacket. Ready to engage.
The only reason I hesitate on the guard here now is just that I just feel like, and it might be the right shot if you can put it in the perfect place, but I just feel like if you ever just come up just a hair light and leave a double peel for Evan, and he can certainly throw it hard enough to make double peels pretty easily, then I just may not have anything left. So I'd rather make sure that I have something to work with. So this is why I'm coming in on this one.
So, Wouter Gosgens with his first of two. This one looks like it's going to be of the guard variety.
Yep.
Sufficient angle for the double peel now if Evan wants to take it on, but I kind of agree with this. He's just going to go and beat him to it.
Yeah, it's I think you can get there on either turn. Is the one problem here. If you try to go in, it's yeah. It's an interesting call here. It's not an easy one. I'd be tempted to try to beat him in here. I just know that so often you try to do that and you don't make it perfect, and all of a sudden you have nothing on your last one. So I always want to have one on my last one, but I think it's I don't. It's just really hard to make the peel and make it effective, and because if you can't make the double peel here, then you really haven't changed anything. So that's why I'd be tempted to go with this shot. So I don't really have a problem with this shot.
Team's going to have a chat about it, and since now the chat's concluded. First of two for Van Amsterdam on the way. Trying to dig this one out. Needs to curl if it's ever going to be good. Ooh. I think you just let Wouter a way to win this game.
Third indicating possible double, but I don't know why you'd play the double.
No reason. Yeah. You just lock on, and we can see the tee line, which means you can see the pin. Put it right there on it. Weld it. Super glue. Portland cement. Whatever you need to make it not go. I agree with you, Jim. You do the double, you're just creating air. Air is your enemy here. You just have to have faith on it, put on your big skip pants, and just lock it on.
Yeah, if you can get enough curl here, you can bump it a tiny little bit and you'd be okay. But I like just a straight freeze, really. Hard shot. Hard shot to make. Perfect freeze, but
well, but the angles, you have your own back there as a catcher. It can be really tough to move it enough. Yep. So many good things can happen with a well thrown rock here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So absolutely has to be shot after this stone, but a chance to really possibly lay the pressure on incredibly. Wouter's final stone of the extra. Needs to lock it right on the pin. It's on the way. Hoekman on the left. Vandenhoek on the right. They're just watching it. This looks to have all the weight it needs and probably a little bit more. Coming up to the face nicely. Lock it right on there. Don't move it too much. Oh, that's pretty good. You moved it a little bit. You gave him a chance, but it's a good start.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty darn good shot, really. It's just perfect kind of weight. And you are right, he does move it a little tiny bit, but I'm not so sure that that's too much of a problem. It's going to be really tough you'd have to pick it.
Well, I think that
pick's not really there.
I think the shot might be the in-all for Van Amsterdam.
Yeah, could be, yeah.
Parker walked right up and indicated that.
Yeah, you know what? That's probably the shot to win with. I don't know if there's anything on the intern, Dave. I'm not sure. You know, you can't hit that red one as thin as you need to do it to keep your yellow in place. So, and if you curl up, I don't know if you can throw enough weight to curl up, bump it, and be shot. So, I think at the end of the day, the winning shot is coming off the yellow.
I'd say there is enough air to dig it, and that's what he's going to try to do.
Yeah, he's going to try, yeah.
So either way this turns out, it's been a fantastic game. It's all tied up here at the Saville Center. It's going to come down to this stone off the hand of Evan Van Amsterdam. Ginter cleaning the way for his skipper. So right now, it's Wouter Gosgens with the win. Van Amsterdam. Final stone of the extra for the game. Just cleaning it now. Parker Concha hard on the carve. They need to move it over all the way because they had to get a piece of it. There doesn't look like they're going to get there, and they won't get there. And it is a steal of one and the win for Wouter Gosgens, and they win the Saville Grand Prix. What an ending, Jim.
Yeah, really, really nice finish. Great shot by Wouter for sure, and really not a bad effort by Evan. He just probably a little bit heavy, or he had to be a little tighter to that guard. I'm not sure which, but a really nice effort and a great game, actually. A really nice game to watch, and extra end victory for the team from the Netherlands.
So make that final 7-6, and we want to thank you all for joining us here on Curling Stadium. Wishing you all a very happy Thanksgiving. Stay right here. We're going to send you over to Okotoks, and it's a C qualifier game between Corin Brown and Sakaya Yoshimura. So for right now, from Saville, I'm Dave Schmel. For Jim Nixon, Connor Sims, have a great evening and a happy Thanksgiving. Good evening.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsoctickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.